Hi friends, welcome to Bowl of Light Yoga. I'm Danielle. It's Pisces season, so we're going to do some yoga for the feet today. So for props, you can have a couple blocks, a strap, and then either a tennis ball or an exercise ball similar to that, or a can from your pantry. I actually kind of like to use both. So go ahead and collect what you need and we'll get started. So we're going to begin standing today, and we're going to use the tennis ball or the can from your pantry to roll out the muscles at the bottom of the foot. But before we do that, let's just take a moment here to find our Tadasana, our mountain pose. So go ahead and lift your toes, spread them wide, set them down on the mat. Kind of shift your weight around, feel into your feet a little bit. And begin to lift up through the arches of your feet, engaging your legs. Hips are stacked over ankles. There's length in the sides of your body and in your spine. Shoulders are stacked over hips, relaxing down your back. Okay. So we're going to work on maintaining this posture. So when we're standing on one foot here, try hard not to slump into the other side. Keep finding length through your spine and the sides of your body. Okay, so we're going to take this tennis ball here, or the can, whatever you have, and just roll it around. Begin to roll your foot over the top of it, applying whatever pressure feels good in your foot. Really start to feel into the bottom of your foot here. We are constantly on our feet, requiring work and strength out of our feet, but we really don't take a lot of time to stretch them out or work them or give them the attention they deserve. So this practice is all about the feet. So you can continue rolling around on whatever you're using right now if that feels good to you. I kind of like to do both the tennis ball and the can. Just gives a little different sensation in my foot. So I'm going to switch. Just kind of roll that out a little bit. Make sure you're maintaining that alignment, not just dumping into your hip and your knee on your standing leg. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So you can press that right foot down now into the floor and just notice if it feels any different, that it's kind of been worked out and all of those nerve endings in there have been stimulated. Now we'll come on to the standing right foot, rolling your left foot out, finding whatever method and pressure feels best for you. Working with your feet during Pisces season is really great because Pisces season is, of course, water. Especially this particular Pisces season, we've got the Sun, Jupiter, and Neptune in Pisces. So that's a lot of water. That can be a lot of emotions. And working with your feet, doing standing postures will really help ground you and help keep you centered during some of these more emotional times you might be experiencing. Okay, go ahead and finish up with that there. You can take your ball and can just off to the side. We're finished with those for now. And coming back to that Tadasana alignment here. Pick one foot up, tuck your toes under, and then just begin to kind of roll out the toes, the top of the foot. You'll feel a nice stretch in the front of the ankle here. Making sure you go over to the pinky toe side, big toe side, getting some stretch in the front of your feet here. And you can come up on the toes maybe, Stretching them out the other way. Just rolling on the toes. And when you're ready, you can stand firmly on your right side. Tuck your left toes under and begin to roll them. Stretching into the top of the foot here. And as you do this, you'll notice that your standing foot has to constantly make some adjustments for you. Your ankle, the bottom of your foot, it's making some micro adjustments as you're moving. So pay attention to what your standing foot is doing also. All right, you can go ahead and just kind of shake that out a little bit here. And now we're going to do some squeezes with our toes. So I want you to imagine that there is a towel or a washcloth on the floor, and you want to pick it up with your toes. So to begin, you'll just spread your toes wide, set your toes down, and then curl them under like you're picking that up, and release. We'll do that a few more times. So open and curl, open, curl. Keep going with that. We'll do 5 more. And this is my last one here. And now open your toes again, spread them wide, set them down. Really kind of feel the stability in that foot. And with your left leg now, so we're standing firmly on our right leg, we're not dumping into anything here, keep that alignment. With your left leg here, we're gonna start just doing some toe taps, like we're going around a clock. So noticing again the balance that is required in your standing foot, how your ankle is moving, making these micro adjustments to keep you stable. So make sure you can feel the bottom of your right foot firmly planted into the ground as we go around. And we'll just come back around the clock one more time, finishing the cycle that you're in. And then we'll come on up to tree pose. So finding your tree pose, your foot can be here, your foot can be here, 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 here. Your foot can be pretty much anywhere but your knee. So really spreading into the bottom of your right foot, rooting down strongly through the bottom of your right foot here for your tree posture. Squeezing your inner right thigh and the sole of your left foot together. Taking some deep breaths. Maybe you want to raise your arms. Let's take one more deep breath here. And we'll gently release tree on that side. Oh, and you can shake out your right foot and ankle here. Very nice. Okay. We're going to do those toe squeezes on the other side here. So, lift your toes up, spread them wide, and pretend like you're picking up that washcloth. Let's do it again. Squeeze and pick it up. We'll do 5 more. 5. And this is my last one. Lift those toes up, spread them wide and set them down so you have a nice firm base. And we'll do those that clock toe tapping on this side. So when you're ready, you've got your alignment in your upper body here. Just start tapping that right foot out like you're going around a clock. Paying attention to your ankle, the micro adjustments your ankle's making, the bottom of your foot here. You can tap at your own pace, obviously. Your pace doesn't have to be the same as mine. And we'll just go ahead and finish this cycle. Find your stability on that standing foot again if you need to. And bring your right foot up for your variation of tree pose. Breathing deeply, noticing what's happening in your foot and your ankle here. If you fall out, just come back in, that's okay. We'll take one more breath here in tree. And you can gently release that and shake your left foot out. So now that we've done some standing work here, again, let's just find our Tadasana. So finding your weight centered on your feet, lift your toes, spread them wide, set them back down. Engage through your legs, kneecaps lift, shoulders roll back. And notice if that feels different on your feet at all this time. Just noticing. If it doesn't, that's okay. If you keep up with this practice, it will at some point. So let's come into Tatasana at the top of the mat here. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Find some length in your spine here. Exhale, fold. And we'll step back to downward facing dog. Let's really take some time here to pedal out your feet. So bending one knee deeply at a time. Finding the stretch in the straight leg, the back of the straight leg, your calf, your Achilles tendon. And the bent leg is getting a nice toe stretch here. Let's come to stillness and let's inhale, right leg up as high as you can. Turn your hips to the right, bend your knee, and let's open up your right hip firmly here. Rotate your ankle one way and the other. On your inhale, let's square your hips back to the mat. And as you exhale, pull your front knee into your chest. Place your right foot between your hands. Set your back toe down for low lunge here. If you'd like to use your blocks for low lunge, go ahead and grab your blocks. We'll take a couple deep breaths here as we settle into low lunge. And let's gently begin to straighten your front leg as you shift your hips back over your bent knee. Let's keep your foot planted flat on the floor this time so we get a nice stretch in the shin and the front of the ankle here as we fold over in half splits. And now go ahead and point those toes up to the sky, back towards you. And feel how that changes in your leg and in your foot where you're feeling that. Let's take one more deep breath here. Let's come on back forward to low lunge here. Setting your left hand down on the mat. Right hand goes up to the sky for easy twist. Tuck your back toes under and lift your left leg, lift your left knee off the mat so you're in high lunge, easy twist here. Taking some deep breaths. pushing firmly through the heel of your extended leg. The sole of your right foot is planted firmly on the ground. Let's take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, set right hand down on the floor, straighten right leg as you shift back for pyramid. Folding forward over your front straight leg. Take one deep breath in here. As you exhale, bend your front leg, coming in to runner's lunge. And you can go ahead and bring your hands up to heart center. And we're going to come into a posture that's called fallen tree. So I'm going to demonstrate it first. You can go ahead and take a look at me, or you can just listen to my voice here. So we'll kick off the back foot like we're coming into warrior three, but you're going to keep your front leg deeply bent and almost rest your upper body on your front leg as you begin to find some height with your back leg here. Take one more deep breath in fallen tree. And we'll come on up, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's inhale, arms sweep down, around and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, find some length. Exhale, fold. Stepping back to downward facing dog here. And we'll inhale, left leg up this time as high as you can. Open your hips to the left. Bend your knee, opening the hip, and roll your ankle out. One direction and the other here. On your next inhale, square your hips to the mat. And on the exhale, pull your knee into your chest, setting left foot in between your hands. Right knee comes to the mat for low lunge. You can use your blocks if you'd like here, as you begin to find some length in your low lunge. And on your next inhale, shift back, straightening your front leg, keeping your foot flat on the floor for half splits here. Feeling that stretch in your shin, the front of your ankle. And now pull your toes back towards you, up towards the ceiling. Making sure you're keeping your hips here stacked over your knee. So you'll notice that your right hip really wants to fall out to the side here. Pull it back over your knee. Let's take one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, coming forward to low lunge. Right hand comes to the mat. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Tuck your back toes under, coming up to high lunge. Pushing strongly through your back heel here. And see if you can sink a little deeper into this lunge. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, left hand comes to the mat. Straighten your left leg, coming up into pyramid, folding forward over your left leg. Preparing for fallen tree here. So set up like you're coming into warrior three, so you can bend your front knee. Hands come to heart center. Launch off your back foot. And instead of straightening your standing leg, just keep it bent. Lifting your back leg, pushing strongly through that heel. Noticing the micro adjustments your ankle and foot of your standing leg are always making to keep you balanced. One more deep breath here. And we'll come on up onto standing. Arms come up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Let's come wide to the wide edge of your mat here. Move my blocks out of the way. So take a wide step facing the long edge of your mat. Bring your toes in a little bit so they're not parallel, they're actually facing in towards each other a little bit. Hands on your hips. Inhale, find some length in your spine. And exhale, begin to hinge from your hips as you fold forward, releasing your hands to the floor whenever you need. Take a moment here to find a nice forward fold, releasing the crown of your head towards the earth. Maybe nodding your head yes and no. And notice how having your toes facing in changes where you feel this in your legs. You may feel it more on the outside of your calves and shins here. So let's go ahead and plant left hand, inhale, right hand up to the sky for a nice big twist. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, lower right hand, and inhale, left hand up. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower left hand, and we'll come into Skandasana, or side lunge. So we're gonna come to the back of the mat. So you wanna take your toes, your left toes, and face them forward, maybe out to the corner. No, keep them forward, facing the front of your mat here. And you begin to lower into your side lunge. So you can come here, you can come here, you can come here. If you can get down here, see if you can begin to raise your right toes up off the mat. So your right foot is up on the heel. And we want to keep our left foot here, the bent knee, we want to keep that foot planted firmly on the floor. So we'll take a moment here in Skandasana. Again, you can stop wherever your body tells you to stop. This posture doesn't need to look the same in your body as it looks in mine. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So I like to put my hands down and help move myself over here, settling into Skandasana here on the right side. And we're going to do that 2 more times, the whole set 2 more times at your own pace. So when you're ready, you can shift over towards the left, right toes come up. Over to the right. I'm going to go back to the left again. And one more time to the front of the mat. Go ahead and plant your hands, pivot your feet towards the front of your mat, and step back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to tabletop here. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, heart pulls through your shoulders for cow. Exhale, rounding to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do one more here. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Let's find a neutral spine. Extend your right leg out behind you, tucking your toes. And begin kind of shifting your weight back and forth a little bit for a nice calf stretch here on the right. And let's gently return right knee to the mat. And extend left leg out long, tucking your toes under. And shift back and forth a little bit. It's good for your calf. Stretches your ankle, your Achilles tendon, your toes. And let's gently return left knee to the mat. Bring your knees and your feet together. Tuck your toes under. And begin to walk your hands back towards your legs. Stopping wherever your feet tell you that's enough. That's where you're going to stop today. Honor your body. It might be a different stopping point than you had yesterday, than you had last week. It doesn't matter. Honor where your body's at today. So you might want to reach around here. Help your pinky toe get in contact with the mat. We want all 10 toes in contact with the mat here. So a really deep stretch for your feet. This is great to do, especially, if your feet are in boots or high heels or just really any type of shoes. Shoes can be so constricting on feet. So it's important to let your feet open and breathe and stretch. So just take a few more deep breaths here. When you're ready, you can just gently begin to walk your hands back out into tabletop. Gently untuck your toes and then lightly flutter them on the mat to invite some more blood flow back in. And then let's just begin to sit back onto your ankles. This is hero's pose. It's a hero pose variation. It's great for stretching out the front of your ankle and the tops of your feet. If you'd like a little more of a stretch and it's available to you, you can put your hands behind you and begin to lift your knees up off the mat. But this isn't necessary. Leaving your knees down is a great stretch for the front of your ankles. Take one more deep breath here. And gently set your knees down if you've lifted them. We'll just come to a seated position now. So let's go ahead and take your right foot here. Dig your fingers in between your toes. So this might feel a little strange, but stick with me here. Just take your fingers in between your toes and create some space in between your toes here. Maybe roll that around a little bit. Stretch it out some. Maybe go. I like to take my toes forward and back. Just really helping to create some space here. And then when you're ready, you can just release that gently and give yourself a nice, good foot massage here. So really getting into the bottom of your feet. And coming into the top of your feet here. This is something that you should take time for regularly. Our feet have so much. I mean, they carry us around all day long. They support us. They're connected to the earth. They're, crammed into shoes and all kinds of things. Our feet are just so important. We really need to just take some time in our self-care practice to give them some love and keep them healthy. Foot problems can become more common as we get older. So we want to really kind of try and keep that from happening. So take some time to show your feet some love. All right, let's switch on over to the other foot here. So we'll get your left foot all ready. And then again, go ahead and just put your fingers in between your toes there, creating some space, moving things around a little bit. Just, hello, feet. Thank you for all you do for me. When you feel that you've had enough on your toes, just go ahead and begin that foot massage. Maybe even closing your eyes. Just really paying attention to the sensations in your feet here. Don't forget the top of your foot. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and extend both feet out long here. And take your feet so they're wider than hips width apart. And we're just going to take our feet and bring your toes towards each other so that you're bringing the inside of your foot towards the mat. And then switch and take them away from each other. So now pinky side toe of the foot is towards the earth. Rotate them towards each other and away. Towards each other and away. And we'll just do one more here, holding it for a little bit longer. Feet are in towards each other, internal rotation of the legs. Internal rotation of the legs is another thing that can sometimes become more difficult as we age, and it's important in a lot of our yoga postures. So working this is also super important, like everything, right? And then pinky toe side of the foot out towards the floor. Then you can return to neutral. Go ahead and find your strap and lie down on your back gently here. And you can bring your knees into your chest for a moment, rolling out your back. And set your left foot on the floor. Take your strap around your right foot and extend your right leg up high to the sky here. I'm going to flex your foot so your toes are coming down towards your face. Heel is reaching up towards the sky. Toes are spread wide here. Feeling a nice stretch in your calf. Your left leg can either be bent or it can be extended out long on the mat, whatever feels best for you. Take one more deep breath here. Bend your right knee into your chest. Release your strap. Right foot comes to the ground. Bring your left knee in, strap over your left foot. Extend your leg up long again. Toes towards your face, heel reaching up towards the sky, pressing firmly through your leg here. Choosing what you'd like to do with your right leg, either straight or bent. Let's take one more deep breath here. Bend your knee into your chest. Release your strap from your left foot. Extend your left leg out long for Shavasana. Let your feet fall open to the sides. Maybe tuck your chin just a bit here to find some length in your spine. And completely surrender. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you're able. This is where I will leave you. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. Namaste.